Criminal Insider. This is a lost news report. Orange County is sometimes overshadowed by cities like Los Angeles and San Diego, but make no mistake about it. Almost every city have multiple gangs. We have Big Stanton. We have South Side Huntington Beach. We have a slew of Anaheim gangs, Anaheim Barrio Pobre, Anaheim Travelers, Boys in the Hood. We have Garden Grove neighborhood, Fullerton, Tokerstown, and many more. In the early 2000s, it was not uncommon to see many up-and-coming gang members start off by joining tagging crews or party crews. Some will eventually end up joining the neighborhood barrio. The gang UNA under no authority has had a presence in the Anaheim, Garden Grove, Stanton, and other parts or Orange County. Allegedly, they started off as a small crew at Western High School, and eventually got the 13 put behind IT, falling underneath the umbrella of the Mexican Mafia. Neighborhood parties would blow up with dozens if not hundreds of people showing up, sometimes gang members from rival neighborhoods. Such was the case on November 18, 2000, at a party in Garden Grove. It was a party for Manuel Estrada and Carla Quinteros. Manuel Estrada was from a tagging crew called KS Killing Society. A lot of KS members have close ties to Huntington Beach members. So when Unigang members pulled up to the party, they would encounter a rival gang from a different city, immediately mad dogging each other, locking eyes. There was a DJTHRE. Unigang member would go on the microphone and scream Una, and rival gang members would scream South Side Huntington Beach. A Huntington Beach gang member would punch a Una member, which called documented gang member Rascal to pull out his weapon and shot the victim, a 19-year-old Michael Olvera, several times, and shooting two more people. As everything unfolded, a huge fight broke out between the rival gangsters. Multiple people were hurt. Olvera was stating that he couldn't breathe and that he wanted them to call the ambulance. He would immediately be transferred to a Garden Grove hospital where he would be pronounced dead 3 days later. Steven Morales, a Unigang member, also showed up to the hospital claiming to be victim. Due to a lack of evidence at the time, nobody was arrested for this crime, until 2002, when Orange County investigators found out that Una member Morales had been arrested for possession of a firearm and for possession of drugs. They would run forensic tests on IT and would come to determine that this was the same gun that was used in the Garden Grove party murder in 2000. In June 2002, 5 of the 6 gang members were arrested for the murder, prosecutors stated. But due to lack of corroborative evidence, they could not move forward in the prosecution. That is until 2007, when Garden Grove police started looking into the case once more after coming across certain members and coming across new evidence. Rascal was already in prison when he was notified of his new charges. He would go on to be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Other gangs member would plea out to lesser charges like manslaughter and so forth. Officers, there are many gang-related homicides that take place, and a good portion of those murders the shooters get away. But this case is proof that perhaps that might not always be case. You may think you have gotten away, and a few years later you face your ultimate nightmare of getting caught and spending the rest of your life behind bars. This was a lost news report on Criminal Insider.